Hi and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, today another card in my Christmas card challenge for the whole of November. What we're talking, it is the 9th, and every day I have released one up to now, and I'm sort of well, you don't need to know this, but I'm sort of sometimes having them done ready to release at 6 o'clock on an evening every day. Okay, so today we're going to make a Christmas jumper, which is very apt. Anyway, this I now recently got in the works, £3. Lovely paper, 230 GSM, which in case you don't know is to do with the thickness. Okay, a nice sort of thickness. This is all sort of double-sided paper, and when I saw this one, hold on, she says, I thought, oh, knitting, which I like doing. So this is the one we're going to use. It's double-sided, so I think, so out it comes. Let's put that out of the way. And, right, so we're going to, I've got a piece of card here that is just literally A4. I think it's quite a thick card, and I've just halved it literally, and we have the makings of the card already. Okay, and this is my little drawing potentially of what I'm planning to do with the jumper. Okay, so with no ado, I'm going to cut this down. Obviously, if you haven't got one of these, you can do this with need it to be that sort of size. Maybe I'll line it up in that bit of stitch line. So right, there we have the bit of card. I want to then take it, so I still quite like, even though it's going to be a jumper, so it's a little bit sort of less than the card size. Okay, now if we're going to then do, I'm not totally sure how I'm going to do this, so I might just do a couple of strips. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm literally, I don't very often do that. I usually have one I prepared earlier, but I know what I'm doing, but I'm sort of doing this as I go along. So if I'm going to do that there, so it's got literally that in the middle, and then so that will be there again, which I'm hoping is okay, because that's going to be like my neckline. Okay, did think, I suppose I could do a contrasting, could do contrasting, actually might work a bit better. Let's just have a little look at this green. Yeah, fairly, I suppose. Let's just do a couple of strips of that, because I might change my mind. Let's have a look thickness wise. Yes, about that. Whoops. Bit of pressure. There we have. That might actually coordinate just a little bit better. Let's just do another strip there also for what I'm planning to do with the base. Okay, right. Bear with me, I'm literally doing this as I go along. Here's a little drawing. You don't have to have a die for everything, do you? So I just thought, right, if we sort of round it off, which is what I'm going to do, and try, I suppose it's quite thick to get it exactly the same. I'll just try and round it off that way. And if I try and do that, look like a bit of a lopsided jumper there, doesn't it? Let's have a little look. This is where it will keep getting smaller, won't it? Oh, maybe that's there, and then let's just take that side there. Is that fairly well for my rough drawing? That's not too bad. Okay, so that's going to be the shape of my jumper, and then here I'm literally going to sort of the sleeve like that. I've lost where it's gone. least with this, this is lovely quality paper. Like I say, it's the works. And how many sheets? 24 double-sided sheets for £3. Can't complain at that, can you? Right now I need to do exactly the same. That's where the trick comes in. The other side. Obviously, you might be able to design a jumper much better than me, but you get the gist. Because remember, me showing you these things is just my idea. Okay, so not too bad. Not too bad. Got an edge there. So this is going to be my edge, which is going on there. So I might just try and glue that down. I often use, I don't know what I've done with my little board now. I've mislaid it. Okay. Oh, here it is. I sort of keep one of these. What's a different one actually? That's a little gluey board, because even though I can clean it off this, it just makes it easier. So a bit of glue on here. Stick down. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could make your card direct onto your card in such a way that you have the opening. Probably a slimline card, a slimline jumper maybe, the other way around. But I'm going to be sticking this onto here. Could raise it up, but there's going to be a bit more on it yet, so not necessarily. So, oh, that's still, need to keep it with the stitching. Oh, that's better. I tend to do most things by eye. Look like one sleeve might be a little bit further up than the other. Oh, do you know what? It's not too bad. It really isn't. No, I'm happy with that. So that's going on there. And then for the opening, we could just put a strip there, actually, which will then go like that. And like that. So that will be like the back of the jumper. Okay. Again, another little bit of glue. I hope you're enjoying my challenge. Like I say, I'm trying to do sort of lots of different cards as well. This is a card that you don't have to have all the gear, do you? So, bit glue on that. So let's just stick. I don't know which way I was putting that. Yeah, that was it. That way around. Couldn't remember which way around I was going to do it. Okay, that's there. Now, where's my other little strips? So then I'm going to literally do that. I don't want it very high because I'm going to be putting something on the top as well. So if we have a couple that same size for each side, so it's a bit like a V-neck. Oh, look, a bit of a girly jumper like that now, doesn't it? So I might have to make them, no, that'll do, a bit longer, I think. Oh, no, I've just thought, no, easy peasy. Easy what I'm doing. Haven't got to do that at all. I'm going to stick them like that. Yep, they're going to be stuck. I just stick them together to start with. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do. Well, obviously I'm showing you what I'm doing now, aren't I? But anyway, so stick them together like that. I just put a bit of weight on something and leave there like that for now, and show you the next bit. So this will keep checking in with you. This is going on the card, okay? So that will be looking like that. So now the next bit, I'm trying to think if you haven't got one of these, if there's another way you can sort of work with something like that. This is a scoring board. If you haven't got one, I'm just trying to think, maybe a bit of foam and a ruler. You might still be able to do it like that. So what I'm wanting to do here, I want to score it into, okay, so it marks on the jumper. Try and do this. Whoops. You probably, which I haven't got, you can probably sort of hold, whoops, hold something down on this that holds it in place really good. But anyway, just concentrate on what I'm doing a bit. So this is given like the rib effect, which I'm going to do exactly the same. Okay, I could have had one I done earlier, but okay, so that's that, which gives your rib effect. Now let's turn this round, and I want to do exactly the same all the way along here. Okay, obviously do this in real time. I'm sure one day I'll be able to find out how I can sort of just whiz this a bit fast forward. I have noticed most of my videos, although they are all in real time from start to finish, and sometimes I sort of prepare a few bits earlier, but generally they sort of 18, 19 minutes, so it's not too much of your life taken up, is it? Because, you know, we all have busy lives in lots of ways, don't we? So, right, nearly done. Take some pressure. So this is looking very much like the rib on the bottom of the jumper. I was going to do it literally coordinate and colour the same paper, but one, in this under the camera, you might not have been able to see it. So hopefully, if I hold it up close, I'll just mark there. So it's literally like showing you the rib there and there. So I don't know whether these are stuck long enough to make... No, if that's a rib, hold on. Maybe. Got a bit of glue there, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe I'll turn that over. I want to do the rib on here or not, actually. I might... Do you know what? I might just leave... I'm not sure. I'm just thinking it through. Okay, let's just give it a little bit of ribbon. A little bit of rib. It's curling up a bit. Hopefully it'll now glue flat again. I do knit, I do sew. I just finished a jumper that, to be fair, I started when my little grandson was probably 6 months old. So I was doing 6 months to a year, but I've only just finished it and he's 14 months. It looks lovely on him, but it looks like he's wearing a boob tube because I made the arms longer, but actually the body's too short. So I asked my mother, who's a great source of information, if I can add a bit on. Because as much as I knit, if I sort of drop a stitch, I haven't got a clue how to pick it up. Anyway, let's have a little look. Might just see, just for the... oh, that's okay, I think. I might just leave that like that, because sometimes you can put too much and then it's had it. And I think to make it stick well, I'm going to put... Just move this out of the way again. I'm just going to put some double-sided tape on that. Like so. Sticky scissors. Right. Want to make sure. So we've got this ribbed. Obviously, had I put, if you want to, when you do yours, and you put the sleeves in, you'd rib the cuff as well, wouldn't you? Oops. It's always once you get the little edge of it, you're all right. Just catching it first of all. I always think it's a bit like trying to find the end of the sellotape, isn't it? Because if you catch it wrong, you end up pulling both sides of it back off again. Oh, it's been a humbug. Okay, right, Sarah, concentrate on what you're doing. Don't want to do this wrong now at this stage, do I? Right. Okay, so there we have. Now, I would normally use my great long scissors. Turn, you know what, you could, you want to turn that over because it's got some sticky on, which just makes sure it won't come up really. So that's absolutely fine. Oh, it even looks like a little bit of a collar, doesn't it? Oh, I haven't got that one quite right there. Okay, so we're nearly there really. So that's the jumper, which will be sticking on here. So I think just for easiness, let's use double-sided tape on here too. I just thought when I saw this card and the knitted bit, I thought lovely. I've actually got a knitted embossing die, you know, like I think I did the baubles through an embossing, which is quite nice. And I did think, oh, when you come to put whatever you have on the front of the jumper, I could put the embossing die through and then put the die through that as well. You know, there's no end to crafting. There really isn't. I've actually got a friend who was sort of asking me a few things about sort of starting off and sort of where to go with it. And I just think, ooh, you know, I always think if you are starting out, do not go and rush and buy everything, just in case you think, no, actually crafting of card making, whatever, is not for me. So, you know, have a little go, maybe making something like this with things that you've got around. There's another one I put on there, the parcel, wasn't I, where you should be able to use everything that's around. Oh, this one don't work. If you don't quite catch them. There we go. For whatever reason, that other one doesn't want to come on. I tend to put these on so you can, right, make sure your card's opening the right way you want it. Line it up as best you can. And stick it down. So at the moment, there we have the jumper on. Now, I was thinking, wouldn't it look lovely with Rudolph on there or whoever? So this is also where you might have dies and, you know, you can think outside the box as far as this is actually, which I've already done one out. See, and I've used old card as well because on there it doesn't matter. But this is, if I might as well just show you what it is, and then because I'm cutting that piece off anyway. That's literally to hold a little something on there, and you can hang on a Christmas tree or something. Quite cute, but I don't want the rest of that for now, so I'm cutting this off. Okay, like I say, you know, you could have just thought, oh no, that's for that. That actually came also with some extra little antlers, which I've cut off. Now what I'm going to do here, I've got a couple of oxides, carved pumpkin and rusty hinge. If you haven't got anything like that, don't worry, just use some colour and some felt tips, some paints, whatever you have got. And then I'm just going to woo with my little finger dobber. Let's have a little look. Sort of. Ooh, quite rich in colours. Usually I will put something else that I can lean on, so you don't, because this is the thing as well, you've got to be careful if you're then of your card that you're then working on, because if you then get ink where you don't want it, it's a bit annoying, because so it's trying to keep it sort of more or less right off. So it's actually dark at the top, which is quite nice because the dobber was quite well loaded, so that looks quite nice. Right, so that's that colour done. Lid back on. Carved pumpkin, that one was. And now this one is literally going to be the antlers. Slightly different colour. just by a sort of sweeping movement, I don't know how well you can see that, but by a bit of a sort of sweeping movement with these little finger daubers, you can almost get so it looks sort of the fur. Okay, you would almost want to go, oh, hello, Rudolph. So that's another one done. And then card's nearly finished. Normally when I show you, I would have had one that I've done earlier and then stick it on. So I hope I'm not now going to put oh, I could just hang on, she said I could just dry it off quickly to make sure, because there's nothing worse than now ruining this. Because normally, I always think it's a bit of a tip, is leave it to dry. Look at that. So, I would now raise him up a bit. So, with a little bit of sticky tape. This is that one, if you look on back on some of my others, I bought that literally in Poundland. It's 24 millimeters, is it? Yeah, wide. So what's that, just, well, anyway, so it's quite thick, which obviously if you're going to post in a card, maybe you wouldn't bother, you know, put it in, if it was being posted. So then there we have, so there you have your jumper with that on. And if you want to then pretty it up a bit more, we could, coordinating, you know, there's a few red ones, maybe, yeah, let's put a little bit of bling on. Let's put, as if he's got baubles. Which you could, interestingly here, can you sort of see, there's the two little holes where, hang on, where you would hang it on the tree. So I'd be tempted probably to put a couple on there. I might be lucky enough to cover that up. Yeah, might do. And there we have, if you wanted to, you could put Merry Christmas on there, or you just leave your card for what you write inside. So you know, you could put Merry Christmas on there. And so here we have, made with stuff that you've got around your house, probably a Christmas card jumper. Okay, till tomorrow. Thank you very much.